Hello everybody, welcome to my channel Ayash in Germany. Today I'm gonna speak about very important topic, accommodation in Germany for students. I'm gonna enumerate the types of the accommodation allowed for students and the pros and cons for each type. Of course, it is the first thing you'd like to secure when you come to Germany as a student, a place to stay. So stay tuned and let's start. So what are the three types of accommodation allowed for students? So the first type is WG or WG. This is like a German word for shared flats. So it's kind of accommodation where you share a flat with someone else. It's very common between students. The idea is that you usually have your private room. This is private, you have a key for it, but you share the bathroom and you share the kitchen together with all the people living in the flat. And it varies, it could be 3 people share flat, 4, 7, 2, it is different. There are two types. One of them that you can go and directly to the landlord and rent the flat from the landlord directly, and someone else will gonna rent the other room in the same flat, and you are directly contacting the landlord. The second part is that one student is like renting the whole flat and then he sublet the other rooms to the other student who would like to share the flat with him or with her. So what are the pros and the cons? The pros that if you are like a person that would like to socialize and know a lot of people and speak with a lot of people, then it will be very good for you. It's also cheap, of course. It's very cheap when compared to a single flat. When you have a single flat, this is much cheaper. So what are the cons? The cons that sometimes you are living with other people, so you have to get along with them. This is very important, and people are different, so it's not easy sometimes to get along with other people with different habits, with different activities. For example, the cleaning, maybe they are not really clean, maybe they party a lot, you don't like to party, maybe they drink cigarettes, you don't drink cigarettes, maybe you like animal, you don't like to have animals. So you have to get along with the rules of the whole people living. So you agree on certain rules and you have to agree on it and you have to get along with them. And it's really sometimes lucky and sometimes you are unlucky. If you are lucky, you find good people, that's very good, and then you can get a lot of friends. If you are unlucky and find very bad people, or not bad people, I would say people that are really annoying, and then you have a problem and it will be a terrible experience. So actually it's luck and it's up to you. Also, if you prefer to live alone or if you prefer to live with other people. So this is the first type. The second type is single flats or single apartments. There are a lot of single apartments that you can rent by your own, like studios or one single apartment with one room, with your own kitchen, with your own bathroom. It is available. Of course, the cons will be it will be more expensive than the shared flat, but the pro here, or the pro of this single apartment, privacy, actually, it's your own flat, you do what you like. So simple like that. Yeah, it's so easy and so einfach, so easy to understand the differences. The third type, which is the type I recommend for every student, is the student dorms, because here in Germany it's different from example from the UK. In the UK, for example, or other countries, I know that the student dorms are very expensive. Here the student dorms are the cheapest that you can get, and for good value. It's really good and it's really nice. You can get it as shared flats, you can get it sometimes as single apartments. It depends on the city, it depends on university. Sometimes they offer both, sometimes they only offer shared. It depends, but it's really cheap and it's the cheapest. It's good quality and you don't need to worry about anything because everything is included: heating, water, electricity, and sometimes even internet. Of course, you have to check before you go inside, because maybe from one city to another this is different, but like mostly it is like that. So in all these three types of like accommodation, you have to really think about certain things. Usually there are two types of renting contracts. One, or not two types of renting contracts, I mean like two definitions of renting contracts. Something called Kaltmiete, something called Warmmiete. So when you read an advertisement and you see, okay, it's Kaltmiete, this means that this is the basic. So the heating is not included. When you say Warmmiete, it means that everything is included, which means the utilities like heating, like home warm water, like the heating itself of the flat. And usually when it's Warmmiete, it's including everything except for electricity and internet. Usually it's outside. Electricity and internet is outside, even if it's Warmmiete. So when you look for the price, when you read Kaltmiete, it means you have to still pay additional cost to make it Warmmiete for the heating and warm water. But also when you have the warm meter, doesn't mean it includes the electricity. Probably electricity is out and also internet is out. Only inside the student dorm, probably everything will be included. So you have to take care of those things. And even sometimes in the warm meter, Heizung or heating is included, but sometimes very few that the hot water will be on electricity. So it means that you'll be outside the warm meter and you have to really pay with the electricity. So sometimes also it happens like that. So you have to be really careful and ask about everything. Also have to understand that there's something here you have to pay every month called the television and radio taxes. This is equal to 17.5 euros per month. If you are living alone, you pay it alone. If you are living in a shared flat, it is divided, which means if you are in shared flat 4 or 3, the 17.5 will be divided between the people living. But if you are living alone, you have to pay it alone every month, and you have to pay it even if you don't have a television and even if you don't have a radio or whatever. It's only for the connection. So this is also very important to consider when it comes to renting. So at the end, what could I advise you to get, or what is my advice to you? First thing, aim for student dorms, for single apartment if you prefer, or VG or whatever you have. If you couldn't find it, then it depends on your budget. If you have a good budget and you prefer to live alone, go for a single apartment outside the student dorms. If not, then you have to go to the VG or the shared flats outside. Okay, how can you look for those apartments? Usually student dorms, you can look for it at the university website or the Studentenwerk. Studentenwerk is like the student how in English I forgot the word, but it means like the student council, or like the students, like it's like the student council like in the university. It's easy to find, called Studentenwerk. I'll leave it in the description, like the word, so you can look for it. And if you look for a private flat VG, you can look for VG Gesucht. I will leave it also in the description. It is like a very big website to look for shared flats in all over Germany. Then if you like for flats which is not shared, you can also look in VG Gesucht, but usually you can look for other places like a lot of websites. You can write the word Immobilien, and you will find a lot of websites where you can look for renting flats, where people would like to rent their flat, or sometimes there are companies where they own buildings and then they rent the flat to you. I can also leave some examples in the description for the city I'm living here in Halle, and for other cities, like you will find also in each city have a lot of companies. The word is called Immobilien, like real estate or whatever. And then you can contact, you see the advertisement, you go and have an appointment and look for everything, and then finally secure a place. So it's a little bit not struggle, but something you have to go through when you come here for the first time. And once you get it, then everything will be stable and you find a flat and everything will be fine. So I hope you really liked the video, and we can see you next time on my channel Ayash in Germany. Thank you a lot. Bye bye.